Hi everyone. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I've just been doing whatever. Um, Today I want to speak about how do we deal with other people that are in their shadow. Um, that's a very, let's say, every person has a difficult time going through that. I know I do. Um, Especially if you already worked on yourself and you already, healed a lot. Um, if you've already, done most of your soul work and healed from within you, um, it seems like the more you work on you, the more, other people that are in their shadow side, the more they come for you. Um, and the more you heal, the more is better for you, because you understand things from a higher perspective. You understand things in a whole different sense of you understand yourself more and you're able to understand other people more. You understand more of what state of mind they're in, what their emotional state, um, and you understand more of why they do what they do. So, this has been a very difficult transition for me. When I got truly serious about, doing my inner work, truly healing from all the past wounds that I had. Um, it seemed like the more I focused on myself, the more I worked on myself, it just seemed like, you know, everybody turned against me and everybody was, out to get me. And of course, I know and I understand, and I understood at the time that they didn't do it being aware, being consciously aware of what they're doing or what they were doing. But even if you understand it at that level, it's not easy. It's not, it don't make it easier in a way because, especially if you're an empath, that affects you a lot. That is just, it gets really overwhelming. Um, and some of us get it more than others. Some of us get it the worst. You know, I mean, I'd say the worst because I haven't seen anybody go through what I've been through, and I know there's people out there that probably have it worse than I do, or that they've had it worse than I had it, but I haven't met one myself. Um, and my salutes to you for making it out of that area if you already have made it out. I don't know if that'll ever stop because I haven't seen it stop. And it's been years of my healing process. It's been years of doing the inner work, because you can't really do it from one day to another or just, do it from within a lapse of a year or, yeah, your healing begins instantly the moment that you choose to heal. But the process of it is a whole different story. The process of it takes a good bit, and it's a slow and steady pace, like super tonic drops of you know healing episodes. But in the meantime, that you're focusing to do your healing in every area or whatever area you're on, you have these other people outside of you. You have these people that are in their shadow, and in their shadow side, very intensely. Some of them have it again worse than others. Some of them are really, really dark and evil, and others, that they're a little bit more aware, but it's still difficult. When you're an empath, it's super difficult, I'd say, to deal with their, call it like a lashback or something like that. Because when you're over here concentrated on, okay, well, today I got to deal with this, and you fight through your emotions. You have a difficult time processing a day through your emotions until you start mastering, your emotional sense of being. But in the meantime, you still have to deal with the outer world. And we have to deal with all the human things that we got to be doing, right? And it's not easy to be dealing with other people's shadows. I know it's super, super difficult. Especially not to lose your shit, because it gets so intense. You just want to lash out, and you want to go back at them with the same energy, and it's so difficult not to focus on that, because at the same time, what's more important to you is to do your own inner healing. It's more important to you to work on you. But then as you interact with these other people that are in their shadow, and they're not even worried about doing the inner healing, or they're not even worried about, how they are projecting all their darkness onto other people. You got to stay completely sane, completely aware, and come from a place of love and patience and compassion towards others. Because I don't know about anyone out there, right? But me, it's like, okay, I see people in their shadow, and I see, how they interact with me, how they come at me. And I'm not saying, sometimes when they come at you, they don't come at you in your face and tell you, well, you know what, I just can't stand you or whatever. They don't do it like that. Why? Because energy don't work that way. If it was like that, it would be a whole other story, because then we would have a dialogue. We would have a sense of communication with each other, and we could get somewhere, to say, okay, well, this is what's bothering me about you. Or, we would have like an open door to an open dialogue, where we would each be at a sense of more awareness of each other and where we are at towards each other. But no, it doesn't happen that way. When they come at you, it's like the energy in the background, or I don't know if it's just people that have their sixth sense, more heightened than others. But I see the energy that comes at me, right? No, the person is not physically being disgusted towards me. Basically, there's very minimal areas that you see, but you still feel it. You still see through the facade when they direct themselves towards you, and you recognize that shadow. You recognize that, that negative energy that's just so much hates you in a way, and it's hate. It's like this pure hate, and it's so difficult to deal with. I don't know how else to call this. Other than dealing with others when they're going through their shadow phase, right? And the more they refuse to see their own darkness, the more they project at you, the more they come at you in a wrong way, in a destructive way, more like. And I know it's not easy to deal with. Me, I'm a very strong-minded person. I'm a very strong, emotional-minded person. And it still gets to me. It's still difficult to deal with. and the way that helps me respond to that whenever I do encounter people that are working, in their shadow, that are here just breathing, living the human life in their shadow. It is like I just see them as another me, right? Like, what would I feel, or what am I feeling if I'm in their shoes? What am I going through? And I understand that they're doing that because they are deeply in pain. Pain that other humans have caused, pain that they have caused themselves to themselves. And I try to understand it from that perspective. So it makes it a little bit more calm for me to deal with them. But easy, it does not make it easy still. You know, um, I'm a huge empath. I feel everything around me. It's so difficult not to. If you're an empath, you know that. And you can protect yourself all you want, and you can be so balanced where it don't bother you, um, and you can get through it. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt you. It hurts. It still hurts. It don't matter what you do. It hurts. It hurts like hell. It hurts like hell. Especially when you're dealing with people that are in their shadow and they are your family. They are people that you love. And they do you so ugly, and they do all this evil shit that it just don't filter through your mind. Like, why? What for? What was all that for? Um, and they won't do it one time, two times, three times. Sometimes it's just keeps coming. And even if you tell them, like, that hurts, that hurts, they don't care. It's like they don't give a damn if you're hurting or not. It seems to be that they enjoy hurting you, that they enjoy the process of every time, they do some ugly shit to you, you hurt. It's like they enjoy the hell out of it for some damn reason. I have no idea. Because if I'm hurting you on purpose, that to me means I don't love you. You know, that to me means I don't care for you. I don't give a damn how you feel. I don't give a damn what you think. I seriously don't give a shit about your existence or how I'm affecting your existence. And when it's coming from somebody that you love and you care for, it's very painful. It's very painful. And as an empath, it's a very hard thing to deal with. Um, I don't know how other people deal with it, you know, but I know that I've had a very difficult time, a very hard time dealing with this for years. Um, Especially, I don't know, I've always been surrounded by that narcissistic energy. And I do understand that, and that's something that has helped me, and maybe it'll help somebody else out there, that whenever you have that darkness in other people attacking you, that darkness they're going through, because everybody goes through that phase. Everybody has to go through that phase. We can't stop it. It's an unstoppable process. It's inevitable. Everybody, we're here to evolve, right? We're here to evolve into a higher version of ourselves. So, the way I've understood it a little bit better is that it's just a passing phase. And that passing phase is very slow. Some of them, some of them process it faster than others. You know, uh, some of us process it as slow as hell, like we're a damn sloth or something. And it's very difficult. I don't know how anybody else out there deals with it, but I would love to know how y'all deal with it. Maybe I have some insight that'll help me, because I have nobody, to talk to about this. And I do talk to some people here and there, on whatever platform, and whatever they tell me, it does help. It does help because in a way, it's like, okay, well, I'm not the only one going through this, and it helps. It helps. So if y'all have any insight out there, um, please share it. Please share it with others, because there's a lot of us out here that need some, just a little bit of support. The how do you call it? The spiritual process that everybody's going through. I know we're not all at the same level. We're at different levels, dealing with our different devils, right? But if you have like a sense of community where you can share, what you're going through, and you don't have to get all personal or whatever, but if you have any insight towards others, just some insight, well, this is how I work through it, this is how I deal with it, it might help another person out there, because I know it's really needed right now, especially right now. I don't know what the heck's going on, but me being the strong person that I am, and I've always been, really resilient in my own path, in my own journey. But I still get really badly affected by this. I don't know if it's just because I'm a natural empath. I don't know if it's because it's people that I love. Sometimes I was talking to someone last night, my beautiful daughter, and we were talking about how much it hurts when stuff like that happens. And it hurts. I think the worst part of this journey is when you have those very, very close to you. Um, I think some of us get it worse than others because, okay, let's say, if you're a sibling, a close sibling, okay, you're my brother, you're my sister, okay, we deal with each other's shadow or whatever, and you hurt each other, and then you have this rivalry going on or whatever. That hurts to a certain extent. You know, when you're a father and you have, your children, you have your daughters, your sons, or whatever. I think that hurts deeply to a certain extent. When you have the cousins, the aunts, and all that, situationship, it hurts. Yes, it hurts to a certain extent. And then you'll have you deal with your significant others, where you going through a shadow phase and they're going through theirs or whatever, and it hurts deeply, right? But I think that the part that hurts the most is when it's a mother and a child, because that is so difficult to process, and it's so difficult to not feel so deeply. In a way, it's like you feel so um, incapacitated to help them, that it's like they're a part of your soul, and you can't do anything, right? You can't say anything to help them through their process other than be there. And sometimes you gotta do it in silence, because you can't even come close to them because they hate you so much. But it's, I think that's the worst part, um, of dealing with somebody's shadow, um, where a mother and a child have to endure that process of either the parent going through it or the child going through it, which I don't know. I don't know how it is to see a parent go through their shadow side, because my memories about a parent being in their shadow was very short, so I don't remember much because I was a child. Um, but when the child is older and you have a parent that's going through their shadow and you got to deal with it, and you're the empath, I'm pretty sure it's difficult, because that's the only parent you have, right? That's the only parent that you'll ever have. And I imagine it just feels awful, because you feel useless in a way, because you can't help the person that you love. And sometimes we just have to detach for our own mental health, for our own emotional state, so we could keep doing our own inner work. And I know it's very hard, very, very hard. Um, this this human journey is not easy, especially when you're a spiritual being. When you've always been conscious that you're a spiritual being. Um, it's like it comes first nature to you, and being human comes second to you. It's difficult, very difficult to deal with people in their shadow side. Um, so if anybody, I'm sorry, guys, if anybody out there, is going through the same process, or whenever you go through the same process of, being, a little bit more into your own awareness of yourself, and a bit more conscious of, how life is, and you're dealing with somebody else in their shadow, and they are totally unaware of who they are. Share. I invite you to share your experience. Like I say, you don't have to be all personal and stuff, but I think sharing with each other helps. It helps a little bit. It helps understand that you're not the only one out here going through that, and maybe somebody else has a little bit of advice, or just something that somebody else says might help another person, and that it just helps to know that there's somebody else out there, and just to have that sense of community, where you can just express yourself, where you could just share, bits and pieces of your own journey, and get some pointers here and there, or whatever. um I think that'll help a lot. I don't know about you, but I think it'll help a lot of us, just to navigate through this human phases that we all go through. um it's I've never seen it as a us versus them, because we're all part of each other, right? Like it or not, we're all part of each other. um the darkness, the light, we have to mingle and cohabitate with them, like it or not. And they have to go, can't even speak it. They have to deal with us too, just like we have to deal with them. But it does help, especially when you're an empath. It does help to know a different perspective, to see things from, a different point of view, just to understand the state that they're in. Because I do understand that a lot of empaths, um, naturally they were born empaths. I mean, you don't learn empathy. I mean, I don't know if it's learnable, but it's. I know a lot of us came into this planet being an empath. It's not something that we have a choice over, you know, and just part of who we are and what we are. Um, and most of us have a difficult time grounding ourselves, in fully in our body, most of the time. I know I do. I mean, I'm about to be 50 and I still have a difficult time, you know, like saying, okay, I'm human. It's just something that I would never understand. And it's difficult to understand a lot of things. And even if we don't understand, it's like we have to deal with it. We have to navigate through all this bullshit that is so exhausting at times. But nevertheless, it don't matter how exhausted we are, right? Still gotta keep going. We still gotta stand strong and keep it moving. But I know it's not easy for an empath to deal with all this darkness. I know it's not easy. So, in a way, just excuse me, please. I guess what I'm trying to communicate is that maybe more of us, should just be there more for other empaths. Um, because we're all going through our process and we're all at our own level, and none of it is easy. None of it is easy. Um, just having, a sense of community of another person at least to say, okay, um, I understand what you're going through. That helps. That helps a lot. Or just to set a space where you feel safe, you know. And maybe that's what I'm getting to, that, just having a space where you can express yourself and a little bit of what you're going through, that lightens up the load a little. Maybe sometimes it's not much, but it does help. So if you're out there dealing with the darkness of other people, especially loved ones, um, do something to channel that, because you can't just keep it in here. You'll feel like you suffocate. I know I do. And even, me understanding things from a higher perspective, I know I have a very difficult time. And even detaching, from those that I love, being a water sign, it's not easy. It's not easy because our natural ability it works against us when it comes to the sense of detaching from other people. It's difficult, and it's easier for other people. I don't know. Um, I'm just imagining that it's easier for other people. Um, but it does help to have a safe space where you could just um, communicate a little bit of what you're going through, and look for insight, or maybe a little bit of community support, and I think that would help a lot of us, especially when we're in a very vulnerable space. I think that'll be a lot of support um, to a lot of empaths out here, dealing with all this bullshit. Because God knows I'm tired. I'm tired. And as much as I understand the human process, as much as I understand the human mind, the human emotions, how they work, and the human soul, how we're here to evolve and get through our own evolution of things, our own lessons. Um, Understanding all that from a higher perspective, it still affects me a lot, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to not let it affect me so much. It's hard. It's hard. So I don't know how else to to say, but I want to know what you think. I want to know. I want to know if anybody out there, is interested on building just a little community, um, where we could just come and express ourselves, just to build a safe space for all of us. And this is the main reason I started creating this group, because I wanted to build a safe space for other people, going through difficult times. Yes, I'm in other groups, but it's I don't know, it's just maybe it's just part of who I am. I have a hard time just connecting myself to a space where I feel safe with people in general because of everything I've been through. But that don't mean I don't love people. That don't mean I don't connect with people. It's just, sometimes you don't feel that safe space within a certain group for whatever reason. I don't know. Is it, it's not that I'm judging or whatever, but it's just it feels cold in a way. I don't know how else to put it. It feels cold. It just feels like everybody's so robotic in their own sense of everybody's so worried about okay, well, this is how you meditate, and this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. But it's just a sense of here, monkey see monkey do kind of thing, and everything's so robotic and it's so cold, and it's just it don't have enough community or enough humanity in it. um I don't know how else to explain it, but I don't know. I might just be, it might just be me. But if anybody else out there is going through the same thing that I'm going through, uh, and it's not all the time. Of course, it's not all the time. It's just episodes of this shenanigans. Yeah, where you feel so disconnected. You feel so disconnected from everything. Just I'm trying to understand it and I can't. It's difficult. And maybe that's just a part of me that I still need to work on. That I haven't worked on. I don't know. I'm just trying to, see or in a way, stay strong. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm strong. I know I'm strong. But I love to be vulnerable too, where, yes, it's okay not to be strong all the time. It's okay, to be vulnerable. And it feels so good and it feels so beautiful inside of you to be vulnerable. It feels good to be weak when you've been damn strong for so long, right? And maybe I just want to create a space for other people, that go through that process or go through that episode, because it helps. It helps just to have someone out there, to say, it's okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to get through this, because that's what we do, right? That's what we do. These are just little hills and then up hills, down hills of, part of our process, part of our evolution. And You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it through this. You're gonna come out at the end, and it's gonna be okay. Just breathe through it. You're gonna overcome everything because that's what you're here for. Remember, all through all the thousands and thousands, or I don't even know how many, right, of sperms we fought through to get into the little egg. That means we weren't willing to give up that easily, right? So you're gonna make it through this. You're gonna be okay, and just stay focused. Stay focused, and more than anything, try to stay positive. Because if you dwell in the negative sense of things, it's way worse. It's way worse. It's like a double dose of toxicity. and it don't feel right at all. It does not feel right. But anyways, I just wanted to come on here to, you know, see what you thought about, about this subject. How do we deal with people that we love when they're in their darkness, when they're in their shadow side, and when things don't let up? Sometimes it's just overwhelming. It's so super overwhelming because you're dealing with your own shit, and you got to be dealing with their shit too. And on top of that, it just seems like you're the damn enemy all the time. Um, and you got to deal with that, and you got to try to stay balanced. And sometimes it's that you ain't got to do nothing. Sometimes just you just stay focused in your own little bubble, and that helps a lot. But it don't matter because you got to interact with these people. You got to interact with the ones you love, and you got to interact with that darkness again. And if it's it don't matter if you go out there in public and you see other people going through their shadow and stuff. You still gotta deal with it. So um I'm interested to know how y'all deal with it. I'm interested to maybe get a pointer or two, see how y'all deal with it, and maybe I could get a little bit of help to my mind, because it's going flip on me sometimes where I'm like, it's too much. It's too damn much. So I'm interested on how y'all deal with things. I'm interested on how y'all deal with all this damn darkness out here. um I would love to know that how, if y'all, how y'all overcome all that. How do y'all do it? How do y'all deal with it? How what keeps y'all sane in a way? Because I know it feels like I want to lose my shit so bad. I just it just feels awful. It feels awful. And maybe I'm just in my feelings. I don't know, because I don't even know where the moon phase is right now, but I know it affects me like, well, like the damn ocean. Um, but I would love to know. I would love some insight to see how, you know, if you're an empath and you deal with people and their shadow side, and you got to interact with them because there are people you love and you really can't, go under a rock like Patrick and then just stay. I think if I would be able to do that, I would. I would so stay under a rock like Patrick all the time. Uh, no, but seriously, I would like to know how you deal with it. Um, it'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know that there's other people out there dealing the same bullshit that I am. Well, I mean, I know it's not going to be exactly the same, right? But how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you stay sane out here with all this darkness? Because I know I'm like a super warrior, and it's just I could demolish so easily, and I could overcome stuff so easily, but it still affects me. It affects me so much. It's so painful, and I'm used to pain. I've been used to pain all my life. I know how to deal with pain, but sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done with bullshit. Like I come to a point where I see nothing. I get to a point where I feel nothing no more. I get to a point where I don't even hear anything. And that's a very dangerous point to be at. Me personally, I don't like to be in that space because it's like your light starts dimming, and it's so difficult, so hard to get it back into balance, you know? And I don't like to be in that space because I feel like my heart starts getting numb, and I don't like my heart numb. I don't like my heart to go numb. I don't like my heart to go dead. I don't like my heart to go silent. I don't like it. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that state of being at all. But sometimes the darkness is so much that it's like you go into self-preservation in a way, and the only thing you can do is just go numb. The only thing you can do is just go completely numb. And I don't know about y'all guys. I don't like that state. I don't like that state because I'm a natural, happy, bubbly person, And for my heart to shut down in that state of I hear nothing, I see nothing, I feel nothing. I don't like it. It sucks. It literally sucks the life out of you, but it's just the pain is so unbearable that sometimes it leaves you no choice but to do that. And an empath can be in that space. It's dark. It's like darker than dark. Yeah, I see other people in their shadow side. I see other people going through their darkness, but that darkness is a whole other different part of darkness. It's a whole other void. That's what I call it. It's a whole other void of dark. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like you go into the crevices of hell and you call it comfort. And it's not a good space to be in. I know I don't like it. Um, so if anybody out here has any pointers, to help and support in a way, maybe a word or two, just to show other empaths that there's other empaths out there and that it's gonna be okay. That helps sometimes. That helps a lot. But anyways, I'm gonna stop this because I'm just so here being a damn crybaby today. But I thought I'd get on here and you know ask all of y'all, see if anybody else is going through this weird process. And I know it don't last. I know it it's episodes of dark portions of dealing with other people and their dark side. Sometimes it's like super intense, and sometimes it lightens up a lot, and then sometimes you just forget that it ever existed, right? And you start back up from zero and you keep it going, and then wham, it hits you out of nowhere again. And sometimes it's it lasts more days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, and so on and so forth. But I was just, you know, coming on here to maybe ask, you know, if somebody wants to share anything about this whole entire process of dealing with people in their shadows. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? What helps? What helps you to deal with people that you love when they're in their shadow? You know, when you're being the target of their shenanigans. I would like to know. I would like to know. So share it with all of us. You know, and it might help a lot. You don't know. You'll never know until you share it. But stay safe out there, guys. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my shenanigans. Um, thank you for showing up for you the way you do, because that's like the most important part of this whole process. You know, show up on a daily basis for us. It's like sometimes it takes more effort than other times, but that's the best thing that we could ever do, because when you show up for you, you're able to show up for others. You know, and that's beautiful. That is super beautiful to me. You know, um, for us to show up for ourselves and be the best version of ourselves that we can be and that we are, you know, and to be able to show up for others in that authenticity, in that rawness of your own being, your own soul, and just show up for yourself and for others as the raw person that you are. You know, it's just beautiful to me. It's so beautiful. So thank you for showing up, guys. I love y'all. Stay blessed. Stay safe out there, and stay grounded, because I know I gotta ground myself like all the time. If not, I would just not be here anymore. But anyways, I love y'all, and I'll be back soon. Have a great day. Bye.